Hi, and welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about attenuation. I'm going to show you about attenuation as well, so don't worry, it's not all talking. There is some playing, there is some stuff in it, but in order for me to explain it I have to talk. So anybody in YouTube land that doesn't like videos where somebody's talking and telling you stuff that you probably need to know, then just skip away now, because this is not for you. There is talking and there is playing. So without further ado, let's crack on. Have a listen to this. Okay, so, right, I didn't know what I was going to play, right? So, but what I'm playing is not the point here. What I'm playing right now is a JTM 45 clone at full tilt. That's what you're hearing right now. Just full tilt. Cool, right? Now, I'm actually attenuating. I'm going to show you all that. I'm going to show you that in a minute. You can probably see it to your screen there, to the right or your left of your screen, whichever way this comes out. I have no idea. Anyway, you'll probably see that there. So, basically, this is the amp, and it's on full tilt, and it's actually not on full tilt. It's kind of like its loudness on the treble channel is at 7. Obviously, this amp goes up to 10. If I go higher than that, it just gets a bit grumbly. So I like it. The sweet spot is at 7, and I get this incredible. Now, I'm cheating a little bit because I'm not actually mic'd up the speaker, and there's another reason for that as well. Because this video isn't about attenuated versus non-attenuated. This video is about using attenuators to get a really good studio sound, or a really good stage sound. Because obviously, if you take this is a 50-watt amp, and if I crank this to 7, a normal club or pub gig, a small gig, it will be way too loud, way too loud. It'll just blow your head off. So there is no way you'll be able to use this amp on a normal in a normal kind of club pub sort of environment that I play in. If you play big stages, chances are they won't want you to be loud anyway. So that's, only perhaps some of the big stadium bands get that kind of thing. But even they're stopped doing it now, apart from probably AC/DC. Anyway, I'm gabbling on, and I don't want to. So the point is attenuation. So basically, I'm going to explain some stuff right now. I'm going to put my guitar down and explain some stuff right now that you need to know. Right now, I use a couple of different types of attenuators. Let me find one of them here. This is an attenuator, and an attenuator goes between your amp's output and the speaker, and it's got a little knob on it like this. And when you turn the knob, it attenuates. Now, what it does is you can still have your amp running at full tilt, and what it does, it just soaks up the power, like a power soak, because they call them power soaks, attenuators. It soaks up the power, so you got less sound coming out your speaker. And I'm keeping it real simple. And inside here is an L pad, and it's just like a big rotary pot. That's basically what it is. It's like a volume pot, but big, right? And I'm going to the specifics of it. Now, I use this little one when I'm fixing amps and stuff, and I'm testing them out, because it's only small and it doesn't get in the way, but it can get quite hot. So, and I don't like it getting too hot, because that's what these attenuators do. L pads do. They soak up the heat. The watts coming out of your amp, they soak up that heat and turn the power down. That's basically how they work. That's all we need to know, right? Because I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking already. Now, there's another one here which I'll show you in a bit more depth and detail, which is another power attenuator, made by a company we'll go into in a little while. But basically, both of these power attenuators are below $100. This one, I made this myself for 30 quid or 30 bucks, whatever you want to call it. Currency, who cares what's happening? So basically, cheap, right? This, and you can make this. This does exactly the same as this one, which costs $100. But anyway, Well, it doesn't do exactly the same. This has a few more features, but we'll come to that. Now, this is a difficult subject, so I'm trying my hardest to explain it to you, right? So, now, what you're thinking right now is, oh, yeah, but when you attenuate an amp, what happens is it soaks all the tone up. It soaks all the tone up. So it robs you of tone, and to a degree that's true to a degree, and I'll tell you the reason why that's true. Number one is because as you attenuate, your speaker's working less. And the less your speaker's working, the less tone you're getting. So you're not getting the full proper sound of your amp when you've got a lower speaker setting. It can sound a little bit more distorted, a little bit more fizzy usually. And as you turn up, that fizziness goes away and you get more of a kind of oomph to the sound. Now, really funny thing is, and people will argue with you till the cows come home about these attenuators, about these kind of attenuators, and they'll say, no, they suck the tone. You need to use these special ones that you can buy for £1,000, 1,500 quid, you know. And I've heard them and I've played through them, and I'm telling you now, you don't have to take my word for it, but I don't think there's any difference. And if there is, I can't hear it. But that's not my point. My point isn't to sort of say that there isn't a place for those kind of things. There is a place for those kind of high-end attenuators. There is a place for them. But for us normal musicians who want to save the pennies and get our jobs done, I'm showing you there's other ways around it, and you get the same kind of tone. But let's go back to my point. So as you turn the amp up, you bring you attenuate it a little more to bring the volume down. It sucks the tone, right? It sucks the tone because you're losing the power coming through your speaker. I'm repeating myself, but this is important. The other thing is, you have to remember that your ears hear things differently at different volumes. I'll repeat that. Your ears hear things differently at different volumes. So this amp will sound different at high volume as it will do at low volume. Because of that factor, and because of the factor I just spoke about. Also, another popular, I'd say, myth would be, well, when you turn your amp up, you lose that tone because you attenuate it. Well, let me tell you something else. If you turn this amp up all the way to 10, right, you lose your tone without attenuating it. It gets all grumbly. Well, why is it? So basically, you're losing tone, right? Now, in the old days, if you go back right to the old days, and if you look up a video, what Brian May tells you about his equipment, the problem they used to have is they used to turn their amps all the way up, and the problem is they used to lose their top end. They used to lose tone. That's without attenuation. Here we go. This is getting really interesting now. So basically, what they used to do is they used to have a gadget or whatever it is to get that tone back, like a treble booster. So Brian May is well known to use, I think it's a Dallas Arbiter treble booster, and many musicians who crank their amps up were using treble boosters to get that treble, because they lost that little bit of top end. And that's what happens with this amp. When you really push it, it gets grumbly, you lose that top end. That is my finding. So, you know, when people say when you attenuate it, when you attenuate your amp and you crank your amp, this sucks the tone, it doesn't necessarily. It doesn't necessarily suck tone. Perceivably it does, but it actually doesn't. What you're actually doing is you're pushing your amp way beyond the point that it's kind of designed to be used, and it's just overdriving. It's just going into overdrive, and you just can't handle the amount of power that's going through it. That's my take on it. Now, you can take this any way you like. The thing is, unfortunately, there are products that you can buy, which are great products, by the way, which cost a lot of money, which do what these do, but they cost a lot more money. But they have loads of other things, like they have built-in effects and stuff like that, and they have a speaker emulation and all that kind of stuff, but which is fantastic. So I'm cheating a little bit here, because basically my guitar's going through this amp. Then from this amp, it's actually going through a blue guitar blue box, which is a speaker emulator. So I can crank this without having to mic this up and get loads of different sounds. So I suppose, yeah, I'm cheating a little bit there. But then it's going through this power attenuator and then into the speaker, because obviously I need to put a load on the amp. So basically that's what I'm doing in order to get the tone that you just heard. So what I'll do is I'm going to go into a little bit more detail now. If I'm boring you because I'm talking too much, I'm sorry. I'm going to do some guitar playing in a bit, but let's go through the rest of it, and so you can understand how I've done this setup and how easy it is to get up and running without perhaps spending 1,500 quid to get the results that other guitarists are getting. And this is in the studio, and you can do this live as well. Okay, so Sorry about the mess. This is my workshop. As you can see, this is my workshop. Everything happens here. Guitar repair, amp repair, videos, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, the rig is, what I'm using, is a Flying V. This is a Gordon Smith Flying V. It's got Iron Gear Blues Engine pickups in this particular guitar, and then from the guitar it goes to this pedal here, which I haven't used yet. You haven't heard this yet. I'll demo it later on so you can hear what it sounds like. I just use it just to sort of boost the sound a little bit. It colours it a little bit, but all for the good. So into this JTM 45 clone. You can probably hear the rain pelting down on my roof right now. I apologise for that. This is a JTM 45 clone. It's a small box. It's in a small box. I like the small box. If you want one of these built, just email me and we'll talk. But at the moment I'm just using the high treble channel on 7, like I said earlier on, and everything else is pretty much 12 o'clock, just past 12 o'clock. Apart from the presence, it's down there at 9 o'clock. So yeah, that's that. From there, interestingly, from there out of the back, speaker out, we go to this, which is a Thomas Blug Blue Box. Basically, what happens here is it comes in. It comes in. Playing about a bit earlier on. It comes in here. It comes in here. It goes out to there. From there, that goes to the speaker, which is under there. Now, I can turn this all the way down and record through here. So I've got this going out, this balanced output going out to the recording software. That's basically it. I think I've got it set to, what have I got it set to? I got it set to my favourite stack, which is 1967 stack. So this is kind of like digital emulation. So the only emulation that's going on in this rig is this here. But the great thing about this is that I can record what I'm hearing. Pretty much I can record to you what I'm hearing, except I'm cheating a little bit because I'm using the 67 stack, which I think sounds a little bit better than the high watt cab. But there's not a lot in it, but it sounds a little bit better, I think. And this isn't a real cab; it's a fake cab. But there you go. So that's the rig. That's what I'm using. The great thing about this, let me show you something about this, which is pretty cool. Let's take this out of the equation for a minute. Let's just say you've got a live rig, obviously, so you'll just be going straight into this, and you can turn it down here and turn it up here. Simple as that. But also with this Harley Benton unit, which is rather good value for money. You can buy these this side of the pond for £100 or under £100 or $100. I don't know what that equates to in the US, but you know, that's about what it costs. You can do a few things with this because it's got a line out. You can actually go a line out from this into effects like delay, chorus, reverb, and then go to another amp if you want to. So you can have a kind of a wet dry kind of setup if you want to. There's so many things you can do with this. That, you know, I can be here for hours. Obviously, there's an emulated line out here as well. I don't know what it sounds like. I haven't tested it yet. I will get round to it, but I haven't tested it yet. So there you go. That's basically what I'm using. But the point of this video is to show you that emulation, that, you know, attenuation doesn't necessarily have to suck your tone, because there's all sorts of other factors involved with it. But anyway, that's the setup I'm using. Let's play the amp, and I'll show you a few settings because this rain's getting really hard now. You can probably hardly hear me. What this video isn't about comparing using this amplifier with or without a power attenuator. It's just about, you know, trying to get what we perceive as a really good sound with attenuator, because probably there's videos online which do this with or without attenuator kind of comparison. There's probably thousands of videos online. Let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about getting a good sound with an attenuator that only costs, you know, a few quid. So if we can do that, it's great. Yes, I'm cheating with the blue box a little bit, but so can you if you want to. I mean, actually, thinking about it, this and this it's still 10% less than some of the big movers and shakers in the emulation world. So this is like 10% of what the cost would be if you went, you know, full bar with perhaps a Boss or something similar. So yeah, I didn't want to name names, but because everything has its place, and everything they have their really good points, but these have their good points too. Just because they're cheap, it doesn't mean you can't be using them, and they're very effective. So let's go through some sounds anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep with the sound I had originally, but we're just going to hit this golden plexi as well, so you can hear the difference. And all I'm using the golden plexi is just to sort of just get a little bit of edge tone back that you kind of lose when the amp is really pushed. But you'll see what I mean when I play it. You'll see what I mean. So we'll just play it normally. Sorry, I'll start again. Sounds great to me. So, okay, I got the golden plexi off for a second. We'll come back to that. Let's try a different stack. Let's try, there's an emulation, this is called the 1965, so even older than this one, so let's try that. So here's the one I've been using. Here's the 65. 67. This one is the 1970. What else we got? We got the 1971 stack. It's going to be a bit more crispy. Doesn't suit this setup. What have we got now? We got 71. What else? 80? No. Is that the 80? No, that was the 80, sorry. This one, this one is metal CL80. I don't know what that is. Metal CL80, and that's probably a type of cap. Next one is a metal V30. I expect that'll sound pretty good with lots of heavy kind of distortion on it. Obviously we're just using this amp's gain structure. So okay, so let me go back to, I really like the 1965 stack, which is cool. I still prefer that 67 stack on here. Very AC/DC, isn't it? Okay, so this video's seems to have gone more about the blue box than it does the attenuation, but the point is I'm doing this with this amplifier, this JTM45, and my headphones are falling off. Hang on, that's gone crazy. So I'm going to take these off. I'm doing my head in. Anyway, so basically the point of this video is what you're hearing is a JTM45 at its sweet spot, which is number 7 on its on this amplifier, and its sweet spot, and it's cranked, but I tell you what, I obviously I've got it in. I've only got it the attenuator, and when you turn the attenuator up, do a little. Hey, see if you can hear it. That's how low I've got the setting when I'm recording. So I can pretty much record it in silence. Obviously, I could get a dummy low box, I suppose, but why? When you got that, and at least you know you're playing. But let's turn it up so you can hear. We can turn it up a bit more. Do it a bit more. Anyway, that's enough. Because neighbour's going to be complaining. There you go. So, for, I don't know, maybe $100, £100, you know, I don't know how much Harley Benton stuff is in America, in the US. Across this side of the pond, it's, you know, it could be euros, it could be pounds. Depends if we're still in the EU or not. that's another bone of contention, and whether you'll be able to buy anything from us, depending on, you know, Trump's impeachment and all that shit. Who knows? Anyway, doesn't matter. We got a JTM 45 running at its sweet spot that sounds, to my ears, absolutely awesome, and running through a power attenuator, and we can record it with this blue box, which is phenomenal. I've always wanted to be able to record this, but never been able to because it's always been too loud. Power attenuators have been around for donkey's years and been used for donkey's years, and I don't think people give these the credit that they should get. I mean, the thing is, at the end of the day, this is one of these. Okay, that's basic. Its basic form is an L pad. Just so you guys know, this is an L pad. You can make one of these yourself if you wanted to for about £20 to £30 or $20 to $30, depending on how it works out in a currency where you live. But that's it. You can make this yourself. You buy the box online on eBay. You can buy the L pad on eBay. You just wire it up yourself, and that's it. It's done. You know, your inputs, your outputs. It's done. You can do this yourself. If you want me to make you one or you know, sell you one, fine. Just drop me a line. I'll do it for you. But basically, it's really simple to do. Anybody can do it, and it works with any amp. I mean, you can put these in line with your combo as well. There is a way of doing it. There is a way of doing that. It's pretty simple to do, but generally, you know, used with a head and a cab, they're really easy because you can just split it with the cables here. But you got to try it out. It'll work on any amplifier. If you really want to push the power amp section of your tube amp, it'll do that for you. You know, it'll do that for you, and it'll give you that sort of oomph you're looking for. To be honest with you, perfectly honest with you, is that if you've got a master volume, you know, some of the modern amps now, they've got master volumes and stuff like that, you don't really hear much difference unless you kind of forget the gain channel, push the clean channel really hard, and then push the amp really hard. Then you start hearing the difference between, you know, what the possibilities are, what it can sound like, how good it can sound. Obviously, when you've got a master volume, you've got a lot of gain, you don't hear a lot. But especially with these amps, oh man, you know, amazing what you can get out of it. But anyway, I hope you like this video. It's a bit long-winded, lots of chatting here, only a little bit of guitar playing. I apologise. I've only got a limited amount of time these days, but I'm trying to get as many videos as I can, which is probably only once a month at the moment. But you know, if you like what you see, please you know, subscribe. You know, hit the bell thing so you get so you get a notification. Put your comments below, because I'm interested to hear your comments below, and I'm interested to do more on this topic. So this is kind of like, you know, a bit of a taster. If you want more on this topic, I'm happy to do it. If you want me to show you how to make one of these, I'm happy to do that as well. Comments in the bottom. Any question you got, ask, and I'll do it. Catch you later.